Hey guys, how's it going? Danny here, Invest Digital Assets, coming at you with another video. Today I want to talk about a bit more really about DeFi, which is decentralized finance for some of you that don't really know yet. Decentralized finance. What is it? What are the benefits of it? Why should you be aware of it? And we'll talk all about the good stuff and the bad stuff of decentralized finance. So, in short, it's called DeFi. Most of the times in the crypto market, you're going to see DeFi. But really, they're talking about the decentralized part of the crypto finances, right? Where you can typically earn an interest, kind of like you do in your bank account. If you have like money in your savings account, you can earn depending on the country, 1 to 10, 20, I don't know, depending on the country, but let's say 1 to 2% interest. The same thing applies in crypto, in decentralized finance. There's multiple ways that you can actually earn a return on your money, right? So if you have some crypto and you want to earn dividends, there are ways where, you can earn those rewards. And how? Well, you got to use a platform called DeFi. Decentralized finance, right? Well, what would be some of the examples of decentralized finance? Well, what exactly are you talking about? Well, in my previous videos, we spoke a little bit about decentralized exchanges, a DEX for short, right? Well, how can you earn money in a DEX? Well, you know that the only way a DEX actually works is by having a lot of people provide liquidity to the exchange, right? And every person that provides that liquidity, because you have provided liquidity, meaning because of you, people are actually able to trade from one asset to another because you added some of that liquidity. Every time someone makes a trade, you get benefit out of it. So you get some rewards based on whatever the fees are. They're going to split some of the fees and you're going to earn rewards. So liquidity providers, or LPs we call it. So if you provide liquidity, you're going to earn interest on your assets. So that's the one way you can do it. Well, what are some of the other ways you can earn interest? Well, depending on a coin really, and the project, and a lot of times it kind of wants you to lock your money. It can be for a week, 2 weeks, sometimes a month. It really depends from project to project. There's a lot of projects out there that they do not lock your funds, and meaning that you can stake it and then unstake it any time, and you can still earn your rewards. Now there are companies out there, or projects where they tell you, hey, if you want to earn interest, whatever it is, so whatever the APY is going to be, it's always going to vary project to project. But they say, hey, if you want to earn interest, you can do it, but you have to put the money in a contract, a smart contract, and then it's going to be locked for X amount of time. And normally, the longer duration that your funds are locked for, normally your rewards, API or APY or APR or whatever it's going to be, it tends to be a little bit higher. So if you lock it long term, your rewards tend to be a bit more. Again, the less time you stake it for, the less the rewards are going to be, because these staking platforms, they tend to reward people that are kind of long term, because the market is very volatile. So they want people to lock off the tokens for a longer time. But going back to DeFi, why would you want to use DeFi? I mean, at the end of the day, whether you're in the stock market, if you own assets, you want your assets to produce money. For example, let's say you own multiple homes. Obviously, you're not going to be living in each one of those homes, but you can rent it out to different people. So what is going to happen is that, let's say the house is already paid off, meaning that there's no longer a mortgage, right? But because you own that house and you're renting it out to people, every month you're getting 3 to 4K coming in, passive income. But Danny, you're going to tell me to get that income, I got to own that thing. Absolutely. It's the same thing in crypto, right? This is not mining crypto. This is taking crypto in a decentralized finance and earning an interest on your liquidity. So normally you can be LP provider, which is liquidity provider. You can provide liquidity to the exchange, and based on what the amount you provided and the amount of trades that are happening between this liquidity, you're going to earn those fees. Now, normally when you want to provide liquidity or LP, it consists of two different tokens. For example, if you're in the Ethereum chain, it could be ETH/Uniswap, right? So you always have to combine two tokens. You can't just put one of them. You're going to have to put two if you want to be a liquidity provider, meaning you can add ETH and USDT. You can add USDT and USDC, stable coins, right? You can earn interest on that by providing liquidity. Now, what are some of the other ways you can earn money in DeFi? Do I have to always provide liquidity? Not necessarily. Some projects allow you to simply stake just one coin. So for example, if you're on the PancakeSwap website and you have some cake, and you have a lot of cake, you can actually go and stake those cake and earn rewards by staking your cake. Yeah, you might have to lock it for some duration time. I believe Pancake is pretty good at that stuff. I believe you can remove your liquidity or unstake at any given time, so it's really, really good. And another thing, speaking of unstaking time frame, you want to be a bit wary or watch out for projects that are kind of want to lock your money for a very, very long time, because let's be honest, especially if it's a new project that we're still kind of learning about it, and we're seeing as the devs are, releasing more stuff. But if somebody wants me to lock my money for a year and not see any profit until the year after, and not every person is willing to do it. What if it goes down in value? Well, you can't unstake it because you locked it for a year. So that's an issue. And so that's why people are always kind of looking for ways, to earn interest. But then if they see that the value is going down, they kind of want to unstake it and have, being able to sell it if they want to, just in case. You never know. Again, every person is going to be different, but the idea that you can unstake at any given time, it's essentially where you want to be, because you might change your mind. You might see an opportunity here that you want to use. But then again, if your money is stuck for a year or longer, you can't really touch that money. You got to wait. And you never know. Depending on a project, not every project makes it, through a full year. A lot of projects die within 1 year, if not less than that. So yeah, DeFi is definitely one of those areas where we're still yet to see a lot of development. It seems like since the previous bull run in 2020, 2021, when DeFi really took over, it really was all over the place, because people were earning a living by providing their assets or in staking them. And but yeah, it looks like it hasn't really made waves, since the previous bull run. Now we're in 2025, October, almost 2026. We haven't really seen anything from DeFi, and I would say years now. There's been a lot of focus on RWA, which is real world assets, and then DePIN, which is decentralized physical infrastructure. So there's been a lot of work in these areas over the last couple of years or so. I would say it seems like we kind of moved away from DeFi for a bit into as if exploring different areas of innovation in crypto. But I believe that DeFi is definitely going to make a comeback. It's not going anywhere. It's going to be here forever, because the way people are going to be earning dividends on their assets is going to be through DeFi, decentralized finance. That is the best way. It's again, it's transparent, right? So you can always see kind of what's happening, and then as the APY or the APR changes, you see it in real time, so you always know kind of how much you're expected to get in terms of rewards. And then again, if you don't like it, you can always unstake it and then move your money elsewhere. But again, the idea of decentralized finance, you guys know that if you've been in investments 10 years ago or 20 years ago, you're most likely in stocks, right? And if you own stocks, then it would be really nice if you could earn some sort of dividends on your stock. Like, for example, if you guys are kind of like Warren Buffett invested into Coca-Cola, you're getting dividends on your shares, right? So it's not just the shares that you have. Because you own those shares, you're getting dividends on that. So there is a lot of cryptos out there that simply by owning it, the asset, you can actually stake it for a time or a week or 2 weeks or a month, just so you can get those rewards, right? Because you're missing out on a whole lot, right? People that are earning 5% interest on their crypto, it all depends on how many coins you have, right? The more you have, the more you're going to earn. The interest is the same for everybody, but whoever puts more is going to obviously earn more. It's not very complex. Now, what are some of the things that you actually have to watch out for in DeFi? Because again, with that being the pinnacle of finance, decentralized finance, everything when it comes to finance and money will be in DeFi in the future. Everything. So again, with good stuff also comes trouble. A lot of times, a lot of people, I see those insanely high, like I said, 300% a day, where you put like $100 a day and then you get $300 the next day, stuff like that. That is way, way too good to be true. So, you're going to see a lot of stuff like that in DeFi as well, because when they see that people want to earn dividends by staking money for a time, and they see that the dividends is really, really good, there's going to be a lot of, bad actors out there that are going to see the success of it, and they'll try to recreate a similar thing, but it's all going to be a fake scam. And when you're going to see those high interests that you can potentially earn, the moment you deposit your money, it's gone, right? So, with good things also comes some bad things, right? But again, the more experience you have in a crypto market, the easier it's going to be for you to spot those, potential scam projects, because they never tend to do really well in the long term. So you're going to see that in the short term, they'll have an insanely high APR, and then the coins that they will be giving to the users in the project, they'll be just dumping them right away, and then you see then the price is going to tank, and the project is eventually going to die. You want to look for the ones that will be, but they kind of stay consistent, like PancakeSwap, for example. They keep releasing pools and different farms that, you can still earn interest on your money. So you want to look for not insanely high returns, but the reasonable returns that you can still get it, right? Because there is a lot of risk with DeFi. You have to understand the only way you can earn interest or dividends on your assets is by locking your assets in a contract. It's the only way you can do it. Whereas mining, for example, to get the coins or, Bitcoin, for example, you have to buy the physical device. You have to buy the miner. You gotta spend upfront money. With the assets, technically, yeah, you already spend that upfront money, but because you own the asset, you can lock it and earn dividends on that. So, if I would highly recommend it to people, because, and again, always do your research. Make sure you're going to the legit platforms, because, there's, why not earn interest on your crypto? If you have a lot of ETH or, some Solana. There's a lot of areas where you can earn interest on your crypto. And I don't care if you have billions or millions. 5-10% on your crypto. If you have $10 million earning 10% interest annually, and that's $1 million in just dividends, right? Again, watch out for the high returns, but DeFi is the future of finance. We don't really hear too much about it, as if it's, it came out in 2020, 2021. It was all over the news, but now it's as if it disappeared and vanished. It didn't vanish, it's still here, and it's the future of finance. And I believe we're going to see a lot of a big revolution in DeFi, because it seems like we walked away from innovation, and we're kind of focusing on these, like Hyperliquid and then Aster, really bringing out different ideas to the market. So I feel like DeFi is definitely going to make a comeback, much bigger than ever before, especially in such times like today, where a lot of people are in debt. They're looking to forever more and earning interest on whatever assets they possibly have. So a lot of people are going to be looking for ways to really maximize returns on the little stuff that they have. And that will be the same for DeFi. I also predict that we'll see a lot of a big comeback in NFTs. You're going to be able to stake NFTs, kind of like at DeFi. It's going to be some kind of mix in between. But I feel like DeFi is definitely going to make a comeback. And the nice thing about DeFi also is that it's practically available for everybody around the world, right? There is no really discrimination of, you got to be from this specific part of the world so you can stake your money. Pretty much any person with crypto, as long as you have some kind of internet and you can get connected, you can pretty much earn dividends on your assets. So, use that to your advantage if you want to earn. If not, that's totally fine as well. You can always just, have your crypto in your wallet, and again, just sit and wait long term. But yeah, that's this video has been going on for over 17 minutes. Just wanted to talk a little bit about DeFi. I know people used to talk a lot about it in the past, but it seems like nowadays no one really talks about it. So I thought I'll do a little refresher for a lot of people that DeFi is still out there. It's definitely going to make a comeback, much bigger than ever before, and we're probably going to be seeing it in 2026. We're going to have a big DeFi comeback, because again, once everything goes up in value, people will again start looking for those, ways to kind of earn a little bit more on what they have. As always, guys, that was it for today. Thank you so much for watching. As always, keep investing, take care of yourself. I love you, and I'll see you in the next video.